Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. This is the Shoney's Tuesday Night Racing Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. And we are getting ready for 110 laps around this famous Flags Speedway. You know, a lot of these drivers love the short tracks, and we'll be seeing who's able to dominate here tonight in the short track. Right now, currently at the top of the leaderboard, no surprise here, Jonathan Jennings up at the top. Michael Samia sits back in second. Jamie Horn, Mark Dumont, and Lucas Edwards round out your top five currently in the speed charts. As we see, Jennings got a little loose there into the corner, loses it. As we got about just under 5 minutes left to go here in practice. Last week at Daytona, we saw a wild one, and it was a great race all over. If you haven't had a chance to go back and watch it, please do, because Super Speedway racing is always exciting. Of course, Chad Waller got the win on a last lap wreck. Kevin O'Powell came in second. Stephen Bonomo came back in third. Travis Townsend and Merrill Strube, not sure how to say it, but we'll go with that. Came in fifth. So if you didn't get a chance to watch out, go back, check it out. It was a great one. Let's look at your points coming into tonight. Again, Chad Waller with your race winner. Up at the top of the leaderboard, Kevin O'Powell sits back in second. Stephen Bonomo, Travis Townsend, Michael Dow led a bunch of laps. That's why he's currently in fifth. Then Jonathan Jennings back in seventh, because Merrill Strube was tied for that fifth spot. I'll leave that up on the screen so you can see who your favorite driver is currently in the points. And you see another spin here by Jonathan Jennings. So Jennings really trying to push it to see how far he's able to push it here tonight. Take the points off the screen so we can see what's going on. We see a little practice here. Mark Dumont going around the I believe that was the 77. 78. That was Daniel Wilkerson in the 78. And I just realized that the wrong logos are still on the screen, and I do apologize for that. So I'm going to get those corrected here. Of course, iRacing had a big update just before we got underway here. Well, not a big update, but I had to update. So that kind of threw me for a loop. And all my old logos popped up on the screen, but we'll get that fixed here in just a moment, and I do apologize for that. You see Mark Dumont still circulating the racetrack here. Flags Speedway, home of the historic Snowball Derby. Always great short track racing here at Five Flags. A lot of different ways you can run this track. Most drivers like to keep it right down on the bottom. We got one over on their lid there coming off of turn number 2. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can run this track. Even though it's a short track, it's got a decent amount of banking. It allows for multiple different grooves. It allows for multiple different ways to run this racetrack. Some drivers kind of drive it in a little deep, let it wash up the track, kind of diamond this racetrack. Others like to run it like a traditional short track. That high lane, though, will be in play here as well. So watch for great side-by-side racing here, as we got about 35 seconds before we get underway here. Again, we want to thank everybody who's watching us here tonight. Whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or over on Kick, we do appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Kevin Powell catches the wall there. Also, we couldn't do this without our great partners, including your series sponsor here. Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Racing Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. It looks like we got qualifying about to take place as the checker flag is out here in practice. Let's see one of the first drivers to take the racetrack. It looks like Daniel Wilkerson will be one of those first drivers out on the racetrack here. Actually, Mark Dumont is the first actual driver. As you see in the chat here, let's go Lucas Edwards. As you see Mark Dumont down into turn number 3. Coming to take the green flag on his first of 2 laps here tonight. As Jonathan Jennings currently jumps up to the top of the leaderboard. Mark Dumont back in second. And now Bill Gentry jumps up into the second position. As Dumont comes across the stripe. He's going to currently stay in that 5th position. Ooh, big wiggle out of the 3 of Michael Samia. And another big wiggle sends the 3 car around. Here's the 76 of Lucas Edwards just making his way out onto the racetrack. Off of turn number 2, rocketing down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Getting that car really sliding around the corner. The car's rotating very well. Down into turn number 1, currently up into the 10th position. Oh, big slide for the 76. Edwards hard into the outside wall. That's going to do it for his qualifying attempt. Michael Samia out there giving another go here so you can get another lap in that counts. And Samia is going to jump up into the 7th position. We got about 2.5 minutes left to go here in qualifying. We should have a couple more drivers making their way out onto the racetrack. See, looks like Eric Warman about to jump onto the speedway. Looks like my timing and scoring is having some trouble here keeping up. So we'll get that fixed up here. go. We got the timer working right. We got the logos up on the screen. We got the names on the screen. We got everything working the way it should be now. As Eric Warman goes across the stripe, currently 12th quickest. We see Chris Leftwich was going to make a lap. Doesn't look like he actually made his way out onto the racetrack with 15 seconds left. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to get another lap in. We see Chad Waller made his way out onto the racetrack. Currently 6th quickest. Only ran 1 lap, though. Same with Lucas Edwards, only got 1 lap in. But there's the checker flag here. So we'll get ready to take a look at our starting grid. So let's see, starting on pole here tonight is Jamie Horn in the 98 with Jonathan Jennings starting back in the 2nd position. Bill Gentry rolls off 3rd and Justin McMahon back from the 4th spot. Back in 5th, we'll find Mark Dumont and last week's winner Chad Waller in the 6th position. Michael Samia rolls off 7th with Stephen Bonomo in the 8th position. Kevin Powell will roll off 9th and Lucas Edwards will round out your top 10. Daniel Wilkerson rolls off from the 11th spot. 12th will be Eric Warman. Back in row number 7, we'll find the 27 of Christopher Simon and Patrick Struby. Chris Leftwich will roll off in the 15th position with Trevor McLaughlin in the 18 from the 18th position. 16th position. Then rounding out the field here tonight will be the 60 of Mike Leftwich. So 110 laps will be the distance here tonight. Looks like Jonathan Jennings got his work cut out for him here tonight. He's got some competition up at the front with him. Go one more lap before we go green flag racing here. And no second race here tonight. The SCSRA is off. Their season ended last week. So this is the only race we'll have here on Intensity Broadcasting as Jamie Horn leads them down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air and we are racing, and Jonathan Jennings gets a great jump up on that high side, beats the leader to the line. And Jennings quickly out in front. Steven Tucker says good luck. Chris Leftwich, Mike Leftwich, and Mike Samia. Right now we've got all Jonathan Jennings out in front, getting a good launch there and able to get around the 98 of Jamie Horn and into the lead. Further back, we've got a little battle back here as Lucas Edwards taking a look down to the inside of Stephen Bonomo. Oh, we got one around. That's Mike Samia around in turn number 2. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night, and that looks like Mike might have had a little bit of help here. No, I take that back. Looks like that was all by himself here, just getting into the corner a little hot, little high. You see the back end start to slide on that 3 machine. You see the flames coming out the side. That means he's off the throttle. And around he goes, able to keep it off the outside wall. So no damage. Steven Tucker says it's his fault that Samia spun right there. It's always the, you know, they always talk about the broadcaster jinx. Sometimes it's the peanut gallery jinx that works just as well. I'm shutting it off underneath caution here. Trying to keep as much fuel in that car as they can. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, 110 laps, 70% fuel in the tank, so they don't have a full tank of fuel here tonight. 2 sets of tires in the pits. Of course, as always, no fast repairs. So any damage incurred during the race, they'll have to go ahead and get fixed up before they're able to get back out onto the racetrack. Looks like we're getting ready to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here from Flags Speedway. Kevin Brown's stuck at work. Tough to hear, Kevin. Good luck. Fortunately, I saw the starting park here tonight for you. But here we go. Jonathan Jennings getting ready to lead them back down to the restart zone. Pace car hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. Another great jump for Jonathan Jennings down into turn number 1. Field rockets off of turn number 2 down into turn number 3. We'll battle a little further back. We see Bill Gentry battling here with Justin McMahon. And here comes the 93 of Kevin Powell down to the inside of Mark Dumont. Powell trying to make that stick down there to get around that 114. That top lane is prevailing currently on these fresher tires. Kevin Powell's going to have to tuck it back in line. We're going to take another look at it here, but just not able to do it. Well, we see Justin McMahon who's, has the 4 of Bill Gentry all over the back bumper. So we take a look here off the back bumper of Justin McMahon. Man, starting to pull away from Gentry there. A little further back, Lucas Edwards gaining on the 114. Mark Dumont. Edwards running a much higher lane than we're seeing everybody else run right now. Ooh, big slide out of the 114 of Dumont. Great save, as now Edwards is going to dive down to the bottom to try to take advantage of that. And he's going to get around Mark Dumont, not right rear of Dumont. Probably pretty hot right now. The car's going to slide around for a few laps. And ooh, Stephen Bonomo goes around on the front stretch. Caution is out. Looks like Bonomo was able to keep it off of the wall. That's going to bring up our second wreckage rewind here tonight. And he saw the side-by-side racing in front. He got a little excited on the loud pedal there. You see the back end of that car just snap around. Locks it down, though. Keeps it off the wall. A great job for the rest of the field. Able to avoid him. Oh, we've got a moment. Want to thank some of our great partners here. We talked about Shoney's, the league sponsor. Of course, we want to thank all of our great partners here on Intensity Broadcasting as well, including our great partners, Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs, visit raceepi.com. Of course, our great partner over at the Butt Kicker. For all your gaming haptic needs, Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To figure out which Butt Kicker product might be right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. You can also find out what movie theaters in your area use Butt Kicker technology. They also have haptic feedbacks for the couch, for watching movies, listening to music, and more. So check it all out at thebuttkicker.com. And of course, check out our web store over at intensityracing.com. You can pick up some of our novelty gear, hats, t-shirts, as well as check out Atlee Atman Weese's racing gear, a couple other local Virginia drivers. And if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today at Intensity Broadcasting or intensityracing.com. Kevin Brown says, great saves by the 3 and 9 in the rest, and then race control. Reporting some seepage in turn 3. It kind of looks that way. This track is very, very slick over there here tonight as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Another great jump for Jonathan Jennings up on that high lane as he's going to beat Jamie Horn down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, right behind, we see some side-by-side racing. Here comes Kevin Powell down to the inside, trying to get a 2 for 1 here on Mark Dumont and Bill Gentry. They almost go 3 wide into turn number 3. As they rocket down into turn number 2, and ooh, a little contact there from McMahon up into the outside wall. As here comes Powell back to the inside of the 4 of Gentry. Oh, some contact. Powell hard into the inside wall. Big damage for the 93. Looks like somebody else is involved as well. Oh, we got one going backwards here. Is that Mark Dumont? Yeah, Mark Dumont turned around here as well. That's going to bring out another wreckage rewind as we see what happened to Kevin Powell here. Looks like he was just a victim of circumstance. Down into the corner. This is the wrong incident. I apologize for that. Let's go and find the right one here. See, Bonomo getting a little loose there up on the high side. I'm sorry, that's Bill Gentry. Gets loose there on the high side. Gets down into Kevin Powell. Powell catches the inside wall, comes up into Mark Dumont. Spins the 114 around. Hard contact with the inside wall for him as well. Up, oh, Chad Waller gets a little piece of that as well as Dumont continues to slide around the track. So a few drivers getting some heavy damage here. We saw the last week's winner, Chad Waller, make heavy contact with the 114. But looks like he should be able to continue on as the lights on the pace car are off. We're re-racking, restacking, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Steven Tucker says, and there's a fight between the 4 and the 93. Temper's overflowing. Fish no fish for the fish car, yeah. As the green flag back in the air. This time, Jamie Horn's able to stay right there with Jonathan Jennings. We see Justin McMahon right there in third, kind of hang on tight. And how about Lucas Edwards? Up 6 spots, currently up into the 4th position and continuing to move forward. Meanwhile, Jamie Horn has a mirror full of Justin McMahon. As they go down into turn number 2, and McMahon is right there on the back bumper. A little further back, we see Michael Samia battling here with Chris Leftwich as the yellow comes back out. Oh, we got the 60 of Mike Leftwich. Looks like Bill Gentry caught up in another one, and Patrick Struby as well. So that's going to bring up our 4th caution of the night. Looks like this happened right in front. Ooh, Mike Leftwich got a little loose off the corner, came down the track a little bit. Bill Gentry thought he was going to be up a little bit higher than that. The 60 goes sliding down. Gentry tries to check up, and the 64 of Struby just runs into the back of the 4, and those 3 cars go spinning down to the infield. Doesn't look like too much damage, though, to all 3 of these cars, so they should be able to get back out there. See the back bumper missing off the back of the 4. He's been involved in a couple of them tonight. Mike Leftwich's car looks pretty clean. Can we get a view from Strubes? Sure can. Got it right here on the roof cam. And you see the 60 just gets a little out of shape there off the corner. And yeah, Struby had no chance but to check up there. Just runs right into the back of Bill Gentry. Working with some new cameras here tonight, so hopefully we're enjoying these new shots that we have from inside the car as well. Got that famous dash cam right there, the roll bar cam. Looking back here at the driver, although it's pretty dark here at Flags Speedway. Can we hear Jonathan Jennings shutting that car off, trying to save as much fuel as he can. A tough break for Gentry and Struby. It's like I said, nothing they can really do. Nothing that Mike did anything wrong. We've seen this track's been pretty slick here tonight. But the lights on the pace car are off. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn. Back down on the pit road. Green flag is in the air. And how about that? Jamie Horn was able to stay tight right there with Jonathan Jennings yet again. As they come off of turn number 2. Horn trying to take a look at the back bumper. Meanwhile, we got one way up the racetrack. That's Daniel Wilkerson, and right behind we see Lucas Edwards try to use the high lane around Justin McMahon. A couple different lines. I told you that top lane would be coming into play here tonight, one way or another. Right now we see Daniel Wilkerson trying to use that top lane to his advantage, but so far just not able to make it work. Justin McMahon holding off Lucas Edwards for now as they're running up on Jamie Horn. A little bit of a battle back here, as well as those drivers that were just caught up in that last incident trying to work their way back up through the field. So you see Bonomo right there on the back bumper of Mike Leftwich, and Bill Gentry right back there as well. Meanwhile, Jamie Horn has Justin McMahon trying to use the chrome horn here. McMahon almost gets down to the inside. Not quite close enough to make that happen just yet. So far, everybody's starting to spread out just a little bit here as we take a great look here from the iRacing blimp. And McMahon now makes the move around Horn. And oh, we got a pile up here. We are currently still green. And there is the yellow flag as I think Patrick Struby was caught up in another one here. It's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. We try to see exactly what happened to Mike Leftwich here. And at this point, Mike's already turned around. So let's see if we can find there it is. See the 60 get down into the corner. Oh, just overcorrected. Got a little loose, overcorrected, went head on into the outside wall. See when Mike Gentry goes right by, and here's our Struby. Slides to try to avoid the 60, makes heavy contact with the inside wall. And Patrick Struby having a tough night here tonight as the entire field -2 make their way down onto pit road. Jonathan Jennings is going to get off pit road first. Justin McMahon second. Jamie Horn third. Lucas Edwards fourth. Chad Waller fifth. But a couple drivers decide to stay out. Actually, Trevor McLaughlin does make his way down pit road. So on the second time by. But Mike Samia stays out on the racetrack to take over the lead. Let's go back to the chat because the chat is blowing up over here. Thinking Fast Broadcast, it says door light need turn on. Yeah, it was kind of dark in there, wasn't it? Yeah, not a lot you can do in that situation. Tough break for Gentry and Struby when they all piled up there right in front of them. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. And again, ouch, is track seepage. Is Mike okay? Yeah, Mike looks like he's all right. And again, track is just really slick, and that's just what's a product of this track in general. See, the track temp isn't that high. Air temperature 74, track temp 78, excuse me. So not like it's a really, really slick track, but it's an old surface and it doesn't have a lot of grip. So until these drivers can get a good run, get these tires heated up, there's just no grip for these drivers. But we are nearing halfway, and everybody except for Michael Samia has gone down and made their final pit stop. They'll all be able to make it from here. As the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road, Michael Samia hits that live pedal. We're back, green flag racing. And Justin McMahon tried to make a move down underneath Samia to get around Jonathan Jennings, who's trapped up on the high side. They go side by side down into turn number 2. And oh, McMahon gets loose, washes up the track into Jonathan Jennings. They all pile up here in turn number 3. Chad Waller is involved. Bonomo involved as well. So we see who else is coming. Oh, Bill Gentry caught up in another one. And for the 6th time tonight, we are under caution. And we'll see how this would happen here. So we can see, take a look here from the blimp. We'll rewind just a little bit further because we see the 24. Oh, That's what happened. McMahon got down onto the apron just a little bit. See, he gets right below that white line, or where the white line would be. That causes that car to get a little loose. He catches it up the track right into the side of Jonathan Jennings. Goes around. Lucas Edwards was able to avoid it. Does get a little hit from behind. Oh, Edwards does get a little bit of damage. And here comes Waller right into the wheel of the 76. Daniel Wilkerson, no place to go. There's the 18 of Trevor McLaughlin getting involved as well. We see the 4 of Bill Gentry yet again. The 31. That is Eric Warman. Just looks like just a touch there. Not too much damage to that 31, so he'll be able to stay out on the racetrack. But a tough break for quite a few drivers. There's Daniel Wilkerson coming back onto the pit road. Get a little bit more of his damage fixed up. We see Bill Gentry coming out onto the racetrack looking like a Northeastern modified. Justin McMahon still on pit road. Chad Waller as well. Patrick Struby able to get back out on the racetrack, but Mike Leftwich still getting some damage fixed on that 60 machine, and Kevin Powell, who is multiple laps down at this point. Currently 30 laps down as they run. Stephen Tucker says, ran out of talent. Now, that was just a product of getting down just below that apron. The as slick as this track is, and as old and worn out, and how much character this track has, when you get down right below that apron, and it's not a good time, that's for sure. But here we go. Michael Samia, again, is your control car. He's going to lead them back down to the starting zone. Green flag back in the air. And how about a great jump for Jamie Horn as well, as he's trying to get around Jonathan Jennings down on the low side. And does Jennings have any damage from that contact with Justin McMahon? They're door to door, side by side for the second position into turn number 2. Down the backstretch they reckon. Oh, big wiggle out of Samia. And Jamie Horn had a big wiggle out of his car as well. Samia's going to lose quite a few spots, as now this becomes the side-by-side battle for the lead, and the caution is back out for Mark Dumont, spun around in turn number 4. And for the 7th time tonight, we'll have another Wreckage Rewind. Looks like he had a bit of help. We'll rewind this one back here and let this one go. And you see Steven Bonomo right there behind. So the 114 of Dumont gets really loose here down into the corner. He starts to catch it back up the track. Comes right into the path of Bonomo. Guess makes some contact there. Bonomo able to keep it. Looks like he's going to keep it off the outside wall, which he does, but the 114 of Dumont goes spinning down to the inside, lazy spin, keeps it off the wall. And that's what brought out our 7th caution of the evening. See Bill Gentry getting the wave around. He is the lucky dog here tonight on this. I take that back. He is not the lucky dog. He just had to get around the 114 of Dumont there. So Jonathan Jennings back out in front. Jamie Horn sits back in second. Lucas Edwards in third. Michael Samia back to fourth. And Eric Warman in the fifth position. As we are, again, just past halfway in our event here at Flags Speedway. So Jennings up on the high side, Horn down on the low side. As we'll watch for the pace car to take that hard left-hand turn back down on the pit road. Jennings with the hard, loud pedal. And barely squeaks out in front of Horn, but Horn's going to battle back to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Jennings able to clear the 98 down into turn number 3. He's going to start to pull away as we got a side-by-side battle here between Michael Samia and the 76 of Lucas Edwards. Edwards down on the bottom, Samia up on the high side as they go side-by-side down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Meanwhile, right behind we see Chris Leftwich has made his way up through the field, currently in the 5th position and looking for more. As Samia and Edwards go side by side through turns 3 and 4, a little slide, through 1 and 2, a little slide there out of Samia. Now Samia trying to pinch down the 76 of Edwards. Oh, Edwards gets a little loose off the corner. Might have had a little help there from Leftwich. Now Leftwich to the outside, trying to take over that 4th position. Samia solidly up in the 3rd as they are side by side. And oh, some more contact there between Edwards and Leftwich. Both drivers able to keep it clean, keep it going forward as Eric Warman now in the mix looking to the high side of Edwards. Edwards falling back right now, currently in the 5th position. In danger of losing more is Eric Warman right there on the back bumper, trying to find his way around that 76. And right there behind Warman, we see Christopher Simon in that 27 machine, who's been really quiet here tonight. Haven't really spoke about the 27. But he's trying to move his way back up through the field here as well as Warman tries to take a look down to the inside of Lucas Edwards. He will indeed get down there. Edwards too strong on the exit as Simon now jumps up to the high side. Warman back down to the bottom with a power move down to the inside. Through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch they come side by side. Warman going to outbrake Lucas Edwards down into turn number 3 and take over that 5th position. Edwards going to try to fire back on the inside. Going to tuck back in line for now. And here comes Christopher Simon. Take a look down to the inside. He's got the 18 of Trevor McLaughlin right there is behind as well, trying to follow him through as Edwards struggling now, going to lose a few more positions. Falls back into the 8th spot. Now Trevor McLaughlin using that low lane to get by Lucas Edwards, but Edwards going to fight back hard on that high side. Down into turn number 3. Edwards still trying to use that high lane to his advantage. But McLaughlin is going to clear the 76 down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, up front, Jonathan Jennings starting to pull away from 2nd place Jamie Horn. A little battle starting back here as Bonomo is now able to get around. And, ooh, more trouble for Patrick Struby who is around in turn number 4. Ooh, almost pulled up in front of the leaders. Going to have to let them by. He is going to lose a lap. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. Looks like there's a self-spin here down into turn, or off of turn number 4. Gets a little loose, catches the inside wall, slides all the way down into turn number 1. Now with just a handful of laps to go, we have 35 laps to go. Does anybody come down pit road? Looks like a few in the back are coming down pit road. Maybe get a little bit more damage fixed up. Daniel Wilkerson, Bill Gentry, of course Patrick Struby on pit road. Chad Waller, Justin McMahon have retired from the event. Mike Leftwich still on pit road getting some damage, along with Kevin Powell still sitting down on pit road. So next week we'll be stepping away from the short tracks, going to the Tricky Triangle. That's right, we'll be going to Pocono Raceway for 40 laps next week. One of my absolute favorite racetracks to watch and race here on iRacing. It's a very technical track. It's a lot of fun to call a race for. It's going to be interesting for sure. These drivers will be shifting. It's got the longest straightaway in all of NASCAR. So you'll want to tune right back here on Intensity Raceway. Sorry, Intensity Broadcasting. And I just happened to glance up there and see a Gateway Raceway, and that's... My mouth ran out of talent right there. But here we go. Lights are off on the pace car. Again, Jonathan Jennings choosing the high side. Putting Jamie Horn down on the low side. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Again, green flag is in the air, and Jennings able to fire off hard. Get well ahead of Jamie Horn down into turn number 1. Looks like the right side of that 98 machine has some damage. Believe he's been up into the outside wall. I don't know how much that's going to affect him. And how about Mark Dumont, who's gone around a couple times here tonight, now finds himself running in the 3rd position. We have Michael Samia down on the low side trying to get around Chris Leftwich for the 5th position. Samia just down on pit road. Warman gets really loose there. Able to hold on to it, washes up the track, but a great save from the 31 of Warman. He's going to lose quite a few positions, but able to keep that race car going in the right direction. As Christopher Simon's now going to take a look down to the inside of Warman. Let's take another look at this save here from the 31. It's a little loose there off of turn number 4. Goes down into turn number 1. And that car just gets completely sideways. Almost wipes out Samia and Chris Leftwich. What a great save there for Eric Warman, who's now being passed by Christopher Simon for the 6th position. Daniel Wilkerson taking a look down to the inside of Lucas Edwards. Lucas Edwards being scored 1 lap down currently. He was just on pit road on lap 76, so might have got penalized for pitting a lap too early, as we see these 3 cars under a blanket. Michael Samia all over the back bumper of Jamie Horn and Chris Leftwich right there as well, as we have 24, make that 23 laps to go. 3-car battle for the last 2 spots on the podium. Samia up to the outside of Jamie Horn on fresher tires than Horn has, as they come off of turn number 4. They race side by side. A little contact there between Horn and Samia. And Michael Samia is going to be able to clear the 98 now. Can Chris Leftwich do the same thing? Leftwich right there on the back bumper of Horn. Almost some contact there from Chris Leftwich as they go down into turn number 3. Leftwich not quite able to make that pass stick. Now down to the inside there, side by side. And Chris Leftwich is going to take that spot away as the caution comes out yet again. Ooh, looks like for Stephen Bonomo to bring out our 9th yellow of the night. Bonomo right there on the back bumper of Christopher Simon. Ooh, drives in the corner a little too hard. Almost runs into the back of Simon and hits the brakes to keep that car from driving into the back of the 27. Unfortunately for him, spins him around, and he's going to fall all the way to the back of the pack, as Lucas Edwards is going to be the lucky dog here to get himself back onto the lead lap. And Jonathan Jennings just came down on the pit road. So Jennings using his last set of tires here with 17 laps to go. He's going to be restarting way back in the 8th position, back in the Hornet's Nest. That's going to give the lead of the race to Michael Samia. Jamie Horn also came down pit road for a fresh set of tires. So our 2 fastest cars of the night are now in the Hornet's Nest, running 9th and 10th. This is going to make things interesting. Kevin Brown says tough track with these cars. Practice was fun last night. And yeah, we've seen just how tough this track can really be. As the lights on the pace car shut off. Michael Samia this time chooses the high side. Chris Leftwich down on the low side. Row 2 will be Christopher Simon and Daniel Wilkerson. Then Trevor McLaughlin. And looks like Bill Gentry up on the high side. Pace car dives down on the pit road. Samia back on the loud pedal. Green flag is in the air. And a big jump for Samia down into turn number 1. About 3 car lengths off Chris Leftwich. They come off of turn number 2. Daniel Wilkerson under fire from McLaughlin. Down to the inside. We got 3 wide racing in the back. Bonomo on the high side. Mark Dumont was in the middle, and Warman was down on the low side. Meanwhile, Jonathan Jennings and Jamie Horn battle side by side. Horn trying to use the traffic around him to continue to move forward. These two on fresh tires. Stuck back in the Hornet's nest, as I mentioned. Who's going to be able to navigate the traffic better? Looks like Jamie Horn has, as McLaughlin disappears for a second and reappears right in front of Horn. Now Horn, gets clipped as the 18 of McLaughlin goes around right in front of him. Caution is out. For the 10th time here tonight. As we were watching that one live as it happened. Saw the 18 just get loose up off the corner. Jamie Horn stayed in it. Gets into the 18. Turns him around. Caution flag comes out. It'll be interesting to see because I believe Jamie Horn was ahead of Jonathan Jennings. Yeah, they're going to be restarting here side by side. With just 7 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. So Michael Samir will be your leader when we restart here. Actually, we'll have about 6 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. Chris Leftwich will be restarting in second. Christopher Simon and Daniel Wilkerson will make up row number 2. Then Jamie Horn and Jonathan Jennings will make up row number 3. They're going to be the 2 drivers on the freshest tires. Mark Dumont, Eric Warman back in row 4. Then Stephen Bonomo and Lucas Edwards back in row 5. As the lights on the pace car turn off. No, they stay on. We're going to go one more lap under yellow here. As we sort out the running order. Again, our next race here on Intensity Broadcasting will be next Tuesday night, right here for the Doghouse Racing League. And then that following Sunday, we'll have the SimRapMarket.com National Series. It'll be a few weeks before the SCSRA fires back up here on Intensity Broadcasting, but here we go. Michael Samia up to the high side. Chris Leftwich down on the low side. Ready for that pace car to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Here it is. Green flag's back in the air. Oh, Wilkerson spins the tires in the back. Jamie Horn now to the inside of Christopher Simon as Michael Samia trying to hold off Christopher Leftwich. But how about Horn right here with those fresh tires with 4 laps to go? Does he have enough time to make it through these final 2 cars? He turns the 13 of Chris Leftwich to bring out the 11th caution of the night. And you know, Chris Leftwich cannot be happy with that one. Let's bring this one back here and see if we can find a good view of what happened. I guess we're going to go right back to the blimp here because it'll be our best view as you see the 98 of Horn gets a great run down into the corner. Just makes a little bit of contact with the 13. Sends Leftwich up the racetrack. Does not make any contact with the outside wall, so he'll be restarting in the back, and Jamie Horn will have Jonathan Jennings starting to the inside of him. Well, depends where Samia goes. If Samia takes the outside here on the restart, I'll put Jonathan Jennings right behind Jamie Horn. As we get ready for our first attempt at a green-white checker. This will be our only attempt at a green-white checker. Steven Tucker says, meet him at the hauler, Chris. As the lights on, the pace cars stay on for one more lap. Again, we want to thank all of our great partners here in the Doghouse Racing League, including our series sponsor, Shoney's. The Tuesday Night Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of the West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared breakfast bar, or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. So lights are off on the pace car. Interesting. That's going to put Samia down on the low side. Putting Jamie Horn up on the high side and Jonathan Jennings behind the three machine. Christopher Simon will restart in fourth. Then Dumont and Warman back in row number 3. A couple of these drivers on older tires watch for the wheel spin as the green flag flies. Oh, we saw the wheel spin on the 91. Now here comes Jamie Horn trying to attack Samia here and not get into the back bumper like he did with Simon. He's going to look down to the inside. Jonathan Jennings right there as well. And the 3 goes around. Jonathan Jennings hard into the outside wall. Jamie Horn outside wall. Caution flies yet again. And this will be the final lap. Mark Dumont is going to get the win. Christopher Simon's going to finish second. And for the second week in a row, Stephen Bonomo is going to come home in third. As the checker flag flies. And Mark Dumont gets the win. Wow, what a finish here tonight from Flags Speedway. As Mark Dumont parks it down on the bottom, he's going to celebrate his win here tonight. And we'll take a look at the rest of the results. Again, Mark Dumont gets the win. Christopher Simon brings it home second. Stephen Bonomo back in third. Lucas Edwards and Trevor McLaughlin back in fifth. Chris Leftwich comes home sixth. Eric Warman in seventh. Daniel Wilkerson in the eighth position. Michael Samia and Jamie Horn round out your top 10. Jonathan Jennings brings it home 11th. Bill Gentry back in 12th. Patrick Struby In 13th, Chad Waller and Justin McMahon, your top 15. Mike Leftwich brings it home 16th, and Kevin Powell rounds out the field here in the 17th position. As we'll wait for our top 3 to make their way down into the waiting room. While we do that, again, we want to thank all of our great partners, including Shoney's. Again, the Tuesday Night Racing Series brought to you by Shoney's. We appreciate them coming on yet again as a great partner. Don't forget to visit one of their West Virginia locations. Oh, they want to see a replay of what happened there. Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring up the replay of the final lap here. We'll bring it here from the blimp, and you see Horn just gets a really good launch there off of turn number 2. Yeah, just a little bit of a late dive there. You see all the drivers that involved there. We'll slow it down. You see McLaughlin caught up in that, Daniel Wilkerson, Chris Leftwich, Michael Samia caught up in that. Of course, Jonathan Jennings and Jamie Horn. So a few drivers caught up there. Let's see if we've got our top 3 in the waiting room. We do. Let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, Stephen Bonomo. Stephen, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Let me unmute you here on my end. Doing well, man. For the 2nd week in a row, we talked to you here. You were talking last week. You never get a chance to come up here and talk to me. Now 2 weeks in a row, 2 podiums. Man, that's a great way to start the season for sure. That last couple laps was pretty intense for sure. Walk us through what you saw and what you were able to do to get yourself up onto the podium here tonight.
I was coming, or I think it was, I was coming around turn 2, and I saw them, and I was just like, I gotta stay low. And I actually was hoping I could try to get past Simon or even Dumont before the caution came out, but you know how iRacing works, so it got me. But yeah, I'm very excited to have another podium. I know both of them ended with crashes at the end, but you know, one's Daytona, another's short track. That's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, fortunately, next week we move to Pocono, and it's going to be a whole nother story. But, man, a great race for you. You were caught up in a couple incidents here tonight. You were in the middle of the Hornet's nest most of the night. Talk about the intense racing and how white are your knuckles right now?
Yeah, my arms kind of hurt. I really like this track. It's actually a really fun track in my opinion. And I'm in Florida, and I actually plan on going at the end of the year to the Snowball Derby, so pretty cool to get a podium. But it was it was a lot. It's like you got to be very light on the throttle because like both times, luckily both of my spins were without touching anybody. But I don't like bringing out cautions, and I feel like my caution may have started that the multitude of cautions at the end. But it all worked out. But it was a lot. Just trying to not spin the car coming off the turn and take everybody else out. It's very nerve-wracking on this track because with these cars, one wrong move, it's you turn the car.
Well, as we like to say, cautions breed cautions. And shameless plug here, but we actually have that T-shirt over at Intensity Racing, so go check that out. But man, what a great race though for you here tonight. Again, coming home on the podium, top back-to-back podiums for you here tonight. And next week we move on to Pocono. How do you like your chances there?
I haven't done Pocono in a while, but I don't mind the track. It's just I kind of unofficial as you stay away from it because of how long the pitting is, or not the pitting, but the pacing is. But with the league, I think we're gonna have some clean racing, and it'll be pretty fun. It's a cool track. I haven't raced it in a while, nor do I think I've ran a race with Doghouse on that track actually at all.
It's one of my favorite tracks. So, well, good luck next week at Pocono. And before we let you go, Stephen, I know you're thanking. Any shout-outs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, of course. Elite Southern Motorsports. Simpsons. He changed the name, but Southern Style Designs. He does all my paints. My teammate Hunter Simpson. Check them out. Daniel, because he's awesome. He puts together this, and he's also been a mentor to me and everything. And Yeah, just my friends and my girlfriend and you guys, of course. You guys are always awesome, of course.
Appreciate that, man. Well, again, congrats on the third place finish here tonight. Good luck next week at Pocono, and maybe we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Josh.
Have a great night.
All right, bye.
As your third place finisher, Steven Bonomo, let's bring in your second place finisher. Oh, looks like we have a little glitch there on my end. There we go. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Christopher Simon. Christopher, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yep, gotcha.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Kind of caught up in the hornet's nest all night long here tonight. Find yourself there at the end in the right place. Talk us through that last lap, what you saw and what you're able to do to drive right through it.
Yeah, well, like before that caution, I was running top three with my teammates there. It's unfortunate it got taken out there, but yeah, I was just trying to ride it in, like try to like hold my position in, like not let anyone pass me there. But at the last caution there, or last restart, I meant to say, like the 114 got inside of me. Wasn't able to block over there, and then I saw the 98 and the free got into it together, and I was just trying to like maintain my spot there on the outside and like check up there and not get into them there because I didn't see the 98 get it into the 91 at the end, so I just went ducked down and then that's what happened.
Well, regardless, it got you in a good place here to get a second place finish here tonight. And it seemed like a little bit of strategy playing out too. A couple of drivers making really late pit stops. Did that kind of surprise you seeing Jennings and Horn jumped out on the pit road there on that caution on 108?
I wouldn't say it's too surprising. They're pretty fast, so with the fresher tires, they were able to come back to the field right there, and they almost had a really good finish there before they got taken out. But yeah, it's really not surprising they would do that. Like me and my teammates tried to do the same thing there as well, but with the caution coming after, they like seize that opportunity to do that as well. It's like looking at what we're doing right there.
Well, next week we move on to Pocono Speedway. How do you like your chances at the Tricky Triangle?
Pocono is, I'm okay over there, but I think one of my teammates that's his favorite track there. So hopefully we'll get a good run there as compared to this track right here because I think they got taken out and didn't finish too well. So hopefully we can get up there, get a top 5 finish, and yeah, maybe even go for a win.
There you go. Pocono's one of my favorite tracks too. So good luck next week, and of course, you have some shout outs here in the chat. Of course, your family cheering you on, saying congratulations, and they're proud of you. So before I let you go, Chris, anyone want to thank any shots you gotta give here tonight?
Of course, gonna thank my family for watching. They tune in every week to see how I'm doing, you know. And hopefully they hope I get good finishes, you know. And this is a good week for them. So, and I want to thank Daniel for this league. It's always been fun racing every week, you know. I'm racing with these guys, and thank you for the admin team as well. They do a lot of good work there. And I want to thank you guys for the broadcast. It's like I really like the broadcast. Look, like watching it right after the race. It's like always nice to see how we do, you know.
Of course,
And I
man.
want to thank my sorry, and
No,
I
go
want to
ahead.
thank my team, thank my teams as team as well, Shoney's Racing, and really happy to be with them, happy racing with them, and also yep.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up position here tonight. Good luck next week at Pocono. Maybe we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, yeah, hopefully. All right, thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
That was your second place finisher, Christopher Simon. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Mark Dumont. Mark, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations on the win here tonight. A tough win for you tonight as well. Had some adversity here tonight. Got into a couple incidents, but found yourself at the right place at the right time at the end. Talk us through that crazy last few laps.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when you feel the race from the practice and then the heat, I knew that I should finish top 5. I don't know why, but I should. And then I got taken out, and then I made a mistake, and I came back, and I planned to get to the pits around the 55 laps. That's what I did, And at the end, around 90, 95, I went on the 102. That was perfect. And then those 2 yellow were the bliss for me. I happened to be at the right place at the right time.
You sure were, especially on that last one there where it looked like there was a little bit of contact between Samia and Jamie Horn there that just sent everybody spinning in front of you, and you're able to drive right through. It's like the seas parted for you right there, and you're able to get yourself the win. Talk us through the whole race though, because you were saying, you know, you found a lot of adversity. When you got spun on the beginning of the race, what was your thoughts? Because it looked like you had pretty heavy damage there after that first incident.
Yes, yes and no. On a smaller track like this, a dent and a dent here and there, it's no real damage. On the long course, yeah, but not on a short track. And now, when I got spun, it was not his fault. And I said, well, okay, the race is young, so we got time to move on, and we did.
Awesome, man. Well, next week we move to Pocono, the big track. How you like your chances at the Tricky Triangle next week?
Again, depend on whom you're gonna team up to get to the front.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight, Mark. Of course, before you let you go, do you have anyone you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give tonight?
Well, to be honest, I'll say the whole group, the whole team, the whole gang is really a great bunch of guys. There's a respect in that league, and I really like that league. Compared to other leagues that I did, this one is the best.
I love calling races with you guys because it's always some great racing, some clean racing. And again, congratulations, Mark, on the win. Go celebrate, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, and hope to talk to you again.
Have a great night. So that was your winner, Mark Dumont, getting the win on the last lap through the carnage here at Flags Speedway. That's going to do it for us here tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Kick. We do appreciate you tuning in each and every week. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. That really does help us out here. And don't forget to check out the great partners listed below. You have the Doghouse Racing League's website for all their news, stats, and standings. You can check that out at doghouseracing.com. Again, link down below in the description. Of course, don't forget to check out your West Virginia Shoney's series sponsor. We do appreciate them coming on board yet again. Don't forget to check out our great partners, including our store over at intensityracing.com for all your Intensity apparel. Of course, our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. And finally, don't forget to check out the Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, no second race here tonight. So we'll catch you guys next week right here for the Doghouse Racing League here on Intensity Broadcasting. As our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.